This video will cover the installation of a mobile radio and remote head rocker switch intercom in the 2026 Can-Am X3 with 10.25-inch screen. With only a couple cuts required and one hole to drill, installation is both simple and intuitive. Before we begin, it may help to have a visual of where your complete radio and intercom assembly will be positioned in the vehicle when complete. Shown here, the intercom body is neatly mounted under the dash with the two-way radio secured in a custom mount on the face of the dash. All intercom controls will be managed by a compact rocker switch, which is easily accessible on the dash as well. All devices will also be powered with an optional master power switch located next to the remote head switch. Let's get started. Loosen the seat belts and feed the seat belts through the seat. Pull the release lever to slide the seat forward and expose the nuts on the seat mounts. Once visible, remove the nuts in the front and back to release the seat. Then remove the seat. Then remove the panels along the console. Pull on the panels as shown to expose the console. This can be done easily with just a little care and effort without any tools required. Using the power cable that came with your radio, bundle the excess cable as shown, securing it with an R-wrap. Soft tie R-wraps are a reusable, trimmable cable tie that are easy to adjust and reposition. The hook and loop design keeps your cables secure and prevents pinching, crimping, or over-tightening of critical communications cables, commonly associated with zip ties. Run the leads to the bus bar, connecting the leads to the accessory terminal and ground so the radio turns on and off with the key. Also secure the ground as shown. Optionally, you can run power all the way to the battery, but for this installation, we chose to control power to the radio and intercom with an optional master power switch. This helps prevent battery drain when your vehicle is not in use or in long-term storage. It also provides the convenience of maintaining your volume settings, so you don't have to adjust for personal settings every time you hop in your vehicle. Begin feeding headset cables for driver and passengers behind the dash. Be sure to leave enough lead cable or service loop to attach to your intercom and allow the removal and servicing of your intercom. Next, begin to run your cables down the console next to the power harness. Secure the cables as you go using R-wraps to keep your cables organized. Notice that driver and co-driver headset connections will branch off along the seat rails towards the door panel. The X3 features a nice pocket that you can run the cable into for a clean installation. Continue to run the cable up the panel and then over towards the seat position as shown. Here, we've tucked the cable behind the bolt on the seat belt cover. Continue with unscrewing the second bolt shown here, so we can tuck the cable behind and keep our installation clean. Continue to work the cables to the back of the vehicle and then up, coiling any excess cable with an R-wrap. All you need is about 18 inches to hang down from the back of the seat. Next, let's work on the antenna coax cable. Begin by removing the dash cover on the passenger side as shown here. Drop the cable behind the dash and feed enough cable length to reach your radio. When complete, we will run the coax cable along this path to use the full length of the cable. It's important not to coil any length of the coax cable. Begin working the cable along the frame tubing, securing it with R-wraps as you go. Next, drill a 3/8-inch hole in the roof and secure the NMO mount. Place the NMO bulkhead in the hole and attach the plastic washer and NMO nut. Notice we're holding the wrench vertically to tighten the NMO nut. We do this to reduce over-tightening the NMO nut, which can damage the NMO bulkhead. This should be snug, but again, not over-tighten. Attach the antenna and hand tighten to secure it in place. Now we move on to the radio and intercom installation. Begin by removing the nut behind the ball ignition and disconnect the plug as shown. Then move on to the start-stop switch and remove the nut from behind to release the switch. Same as before, disconnect the plug. Using the top edge of the notch on the start-stop switch hole, mark a line across the dash as shown. Then continue to mark cut lines along the edges as seen here. When complete, cut along these lines using a box cutter, a Dremel, hot knife, or cutting tool of your choice. Clean up your cut lines if required. Next, we need to remove the panel as seen here under the dash. Start by removing the 2 push pins and 2 Torx bolts. Once removed, measure 5 inches from the top and 2 3/4 from the driver's side. Mark this location. Then measure 3 inches from the top and mark these lines along and across the panel as shown. Cut along the lines using a box cutter, Dremel, or cutting tool of your choice. When complete, drill a 1-inch hole in the location we marked earlier. Remove the 2 bolts securing the console as well as the bolt behind, as shown here. Next, we need to install the intercom body tray assembly. As seen here, we affix the active filter to the bottom of the tray and the slide-in intercom mount to the top. With this assembly ready, we can now secure it to the existing mount locations as seen here. Reinstall the rear panel and secure it in place with the push pins and Torx bolts we removed earlier. Attach the coil cord driver's side PTT to the steering wheel while being sure to create a strain relief loop to relieve cable tension. More detailed instructions are with your PTT. Feed the remainder of the cable length behind the dash, which will ultimately connect to the intercom body. The passenger side PTT is fairly straightforward. Simply attach to the lower pillar as shown, and also run the remaining cable behind the dash. At this point, connect the headset and push-to-talk cables to the intercom. Pay attention to match the correct cables to the matching seat position on the back of the intercom. When complete, secure the intercom body into the slide mount as shown. Next, we'll prepare the radio and remote head intercom mount. As seen here, attach the plastic plate over the lower portion of the mount using the supplied hardware. Slip the ball ignition into the mount, paying attention to align the notch as shown. Then, thread the retainer nut over the ball ignition to secure it in place. Next, insert the start button into the mount, aligning the notch as shown. Add the provided spacer, again, aligning the notch as shown. Slide the plastic collar on top and then place the retainer nut over the assembly and hand tighten. As mentioned earlier, we are installing an optional master control switch to easily turn power on and off to our radio and intercom. Here we slip the cables through the switch hole and secure the rocker switch into the mount as shown. Now slip the remote head intercom into the mount and just like before, secure the rocker switch into the mount as shown. Moving forward, position the radio into the mount, sliding it into the mount from the back and positioning as shown. Using the existing screws on your radio, secure the radio onto the mount. With the mount assembly complete, secure it to the dash as shown here with the supplied hardware. Now let's reconnect the cables for the ball ignition and start button. Connect the radio and intercom cable, and then the radio power and intercom power leads to the active filter. Route the remote head intercom cable, as shown here behind the dash, and through the hole we drilled earlier and connect it to the intercom body. As you move through the installation, secure the cables as you go with soft tie R-wraps to clean up your cable installation and tuck them out of the way. Continue cable connections by attaching the coax cable to the back of the radio as shown here. With that done, installation is complete. It's always best to test radio and intercom performance in an outdoor open area. As always, Rugged Radio stands by to help with any questions you have. Check out product manuals and instructions online, or give us a call for assistance.